It's really my great pleasure to be part of the conversations around teaching and learning and development and understanding with the middle school and the high school teachers here at ABA. I think it says a lot about a school that really invests in teachers as learners. We just know in schools when teachers become students of their students and students of themselves with their students, they just take learning to new places. So it's my delight to be part of these conversations. I think one thing that's important to acknowledge is that when teachers really want to pay attention to the learning that's happening in their classrooms, it's so much more than just delivering content, delivering a program. Well, certainly we want programs to be good, but even if the programs are very, very good, the teachers still have to do something with those programs in real time to enact learning with their students. One of the challenges that teachers face is they have a lot of material to cover and too little time to do that. They're not always given the opportunity to really reflect on just what thinking moves are students making with this content. What's helping students to not only retain what they've been learning, but also transfer that learning to new and novel contexts, which is the hallmark of understanding, when students can take what they've learned and move it into new situations at their own volition, at their own will. So the work that I'm associated with is out of Harvard University's Project Zero. It's a research group at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And we just think a lot. We think a lot about how people learn there. And the principal investigators and people like myself that work with them really consider deeply just what kind of thinking moves do humans make when they try to understand things. And if we can notice and name those, then what would classrooms be like if we ask more and more students to make those moves? Underpinning all of this is this idea that learning is about thinking. If you've ever learned something, it's a result of your head having gotten in it somehow, some way. So, from a teacher's point of view, if I want students to learn while they're with me, what kind of thinking moves do students make while they're under my stewardship or while they're under my care? I think that's maybe something that schools worldwide struggle with, because they often think about what content do I need to deliver, but they're not always being intentional or conscious about what are the thinking moves that will make that content accessible for students, help students to engage in that content in ways that students start to feel powerful with it. So the project that I'm a part of is this notion of what would it mean for our classrooms and schools to be a culture of thinking, where we're not just marching kids through work for the work's sake, but the work that students are doing actually takes the learning far. Of course, the ideas of teaching, learning, development, understanding is a conversation that would last any teacher or any group of teachers between now and retirement. Certainly not just a two-day experience. But within this 2 days, we've really been looking into how do we become reflective of the thinking moves that students are doing while they're in our charge. And one of the biggest provocations that I've put for the ABA teachers to consider in the middle school and high school in particular is whatever moves students are asked to make the most of, that's the moves they get good at. So, if we want students to become close observers, if we want them to develop theories based on evidence, if we want students to really be open-minded and consider other points of view, then what routines can we put in place so that students can make those moves routinely? They can make those moves of looking closely, making connections and considering points of view. When we ask them to do it, sort of publicly in our classrooms, they can also make those moves when they're on their own. So they can walk with those moves into new contexts. Many of the students at this campus will move on to other schools between kindergarten and grade 12, if you will. That's the nature of these transient international populations. So not only do the teachers of the school want to prepare kids with the content, knowledge, and skills that go with the various subject areas that we undertake in middle school and high school, but we're also trying to be reflective of what thinking moves will kids get good at so they can take those moves routinely to other places they may go on to well after their ABA years have come and gone.